All right, guys, so welcome to episode 3 titled Do Not Promote Your Content. This episode's a little admittedly controversial, but it kind of alludes to what I was talking about in the first video about, making connections rather than trying to get listeners. So when you message someone telling them to listen to your music, you're basically coming at it from a point of self-interest or self-perspective. You want someone to listen to you. And the key is to making the other person feel valued, because people love talking about the work and they love hearing that people are listening to their work or seeing their work if you're an illustrator or a photographer. So you want to be asking people questions like, how long have you been making music for? Or what instruments do you play? Or what made you get into making music or making lo-fi in the first place. This way you kind of start to establish rapport with someone, and when the time comes that you want to promote a new release, you can just hit up that person and they'll actually listen to your music because you have the rapport with them in the first place. But you never ever want to start off with saying, hey, check out my music or listen to my music first, because if you do that, they're not going to listen to your music, plain and simple. So if you're posting multiple times a day, I highly recommend against it. And here's why. I think this is also one of the reasons why it's a little more controversial. You don't want to overwhelm your followers with content all the time. Instead, just try spacing out your posts to maybe 3 times a week. You'll hear some people that say that you should be posting 50 times every single day, and the more content you have out, the better. And maybe that's true in terms of the Instagram algorithm, but when it comes down to having actual followers that are seeing your stuff, you don't want to overwhelm them. Like I said, this is kind of where it starts to get controversial, but it's kind of my own personal opinion. And you don't want to annoy your followers for sure, because they'll be seeing your content, and if you keep posting every single day, it's just going to hurt you in the end, really. So if you have things that you want to share just during your day, just make sure to use your Instagram story rather than your actual feed, because your feed is what you show to the world. You want to have that nice aesthetic or a nice color scheme that showcases your music, and your story is more so exclusive to your actual followers. So if you want to update them on your day, that's completely fine. I personally recommend maybe trying to keep it to less than 10 posts per day for your feed, but it's kind of personal choice for stuff like that. Just really make sure not to overdo it, I think, is the biggest thing that I'm trying to get at. When I say do not promote your content, what I really mean by that is you want to be creating fans of your music by becoming a fan of someone else. And, it's a really simple concept that can change the way that you think about growth. And, helping others in return is going to help you. I've had a lot of really, really amazing conversations with people from all over the world by doing this. It was essentially the whole reason why Lofinity even started in the first place, is that we had a group of about 10 of us that all got together and we all had similar ideals, and we just started talking, and then we came up with the idea and, got a lot of other people interested. And I started to share my ideas on Instagram growth. People started sharing their tips for, mixing and mastering, or just things that have been working for them. And it got to a really cool point because we started getting connected to people that were bigger into labels and whatnot, and right now we're kind of starting to work a little bit more with getting people to be interviewed that have actually made it in the industry and know what they're talking about. So it kind of just becomes a process of self-education. So, and that, that's one of the things I really love about the lo-fi community, is just how supportive people are to each other. It creates an environment where you want to be friends with the people that you're meeting. And I'm a strong believer in the fact that community is just so much far greater than competition when it comes to music. Because if you approach promoting your music in a way that is more collaborative rather than competitive, you're gonna go a lot further with your music goals. And that's the thing, is that it kind of comes down to if you want to make money, you're going to get money from your Spotify streams. So the more people that you have on your team, the better off you're going to be. So yeah, basically just summarizing this episode, just make sure that, you aren't promoting your content unnecessarily and coming at it from a self-centered perspective, focus more on trying to please people, and I think that will probably do better for you.